Hey everyone, in this video we are going to solve regular expression matching. This is a hard problem, but I will try to explain you in a easy way so that it will become easy instead of hard. So in this problem we are given two strings s and p, and there is two special character, that is period and the star. The period matches any single character, that means we can take any character instead of period, and star means we can repeat any character 0 times or many times like infinity. So if we look at the examples, in the first example, as you can clearly see that there are two variables in the s, and since the p has only a, there is no character after that, means any special character like the star, so we have to return false. And in the second example, as you can see, there is a double a in the string s and a star in the p, which means we can extend the a many times, like we have two choices always. Either take the variable, like when we take the variable, that will be a, and either not take any element, so that will be a. So as this matches the string s, we clearly return true in this case. And in the third example, there is string sab and ps and the dot star, which means if we can take 0 element in that. After that we can take 1 dot. After that we can take 2 dots, and so on. Like we can take as many dots as possible. And as the dot represent that we can take any variable, any character instead of that. So we will take a, and in the second position we will take b. So the string s and the string p will match and the output will be true. So basically in the solution we have to make the decision tree, and there will be two choices, like we repeat the character or we do nothing. So I am representing dash as nothing. Let's take one more example and try to find the intuition behind this. So as there is star and before that there is c, which means that we have two choices, that is we take the variable, that is star, and dash. So when we take the variable, we got c, and when we didn't take any variable, then there is empty string. And as c doesn't match a character, we must have to take the second choice, that is empty string. In the solution we take two variables I and j, points to the starting point of s and p, and move forward according to the conditions. So in this case, while taking c, we didn't get the solution. Since c doesn't match the a, we take another decision, which is not taking c, that will be empty string. So moving forward, we have to move I and j plus 2, as we have to skip two values. Now moving forward, in this case there is two conditions, that is star and when we don't take any other value. But before this, let me tell you one more thing, that when the j moves, I will remain at the same position. Since we have to compare the a, it is not compared yet. Moving forward, there is a, so there will be two choices, either take it or not take it. So when we take it, and here we don't take any value, and when we move forward in this, it will be I plus 1 comma j. Since one character already matches, we move the pointer to the next position. So after moving from here, there is two position, that there is two condition, that is star, which means we take, and there is empty. So when we take, it will be a, and when we don't take it, it will be a. And as we cannot move forward in this condition, so we stop the recursion here. And in this, when we move forward, the string matches, so we have to do I plus 1 j. Now our I is here and the j is at this position. Now as we have two conditions, that is take it, non take it. So when we take it, it will be a. But since there is two double a in the string, so we have to ignore it and take the second condition in which there will be a. And here we have to do I j plus 2. Now there is one thing left, that is the last character, which is b. So we add the b, and since we have checked all, and there will be third condition when s of I is equal to the p of I. So we have to increment both variable, that is I plus 1 and the j plus 1. Now after this we cannot move forward since the I is out of bound and p is also out of bound. So the condition of out of bound will be if I is greater than equal to length of s and j is greater than equal to length of p, then it will be out of bound. This is the condition when both I and j are out of bound. But what if j is only out of bound? Let's take an example. If the s is a and the p is a. So in this example we can clearly see that we can match the I, but since there is no element in the j, so this is out of bound, so we have to return false without thinking anything else. And what if I is greater than length s, which means the I will be out of bound. Let's take an example. S will be a and the p is a star b star, and that means since we have two choices when we see star, so we take a, then there will be two choices, take it or not take it. It will be a and it will be star, single a. So in this case we will not take it, and then we'll move forward. Moving forward, there will be a b in while taking the case, and there is only a, and this matches the s. So as these matches, we can say that just because I is out of bound, we cannot say that it will always return false. But when j is out of bound, we can surely say that it will be out of bound. We have to return false. Now let's write the code for the same. So as we are using the dynamic programming, first I will try to explain you the brute force approach. After that we will use the caching, which is memoization. So in the brute force approach, we take a helper function of type bool, name as dfs, and take variable like int I, int j, and pass the string like string s, string p. Then we check our condition that we have written. So first we check the out of bound condition, that will be I greater than equal to s dot length, and the condition for j greater than equal to p length. Then we have to return true, and the other condition will be when j is greater than equal to p dot length, then it is obvious that we have to return false. Now we take a variable match because we need this variable forward also, and here we have to check if I is less than s dot length and s of I equal to P of I, which means the character matches, or if there is period in the character, which means the character matches. So we check if j plus 1 is less than p dot length and the p j plus 1 equal to the star, then we have to return dfs of I comma j plus 2 and passes the string, that is s and p, and the other will be match and dfs of I plus 1 j comma s comma p. Now we have to check if the character matches. So we have already checked here, we just write the condition if, then we have to return dfs of I plus 1 and the j plus 1, and here we do return false, and in the main function we call the recursive function, which is return dfs of, and we start from the index 0, 0, 0, s and p. Let's run this code. This will be j, since we have to check in the s and the p. This is also j, another bug. Let's submit this. Its time complexity is bigger of 2 power n plus m, where n and m are sizes of s and p, and here is too many repeated recursive calls. The space complexity will be bigger of n plus m for the recursion stack. Now to convert this solution into memoization, we take a 2D vector and is named as dp, and initially all the values are -1, so we can check if dp of ij is not equal to -1, that means we return the dp value that was stored in the array, and when we are returning we have to store the value in our dp array, so that will be dp of I j, and we simply store it. And let's do the same in the match and at the last also. Let's run this code. Okay, so we got the error, which means we have not initialized our dp. So let's initialize it by dp.resize, and the size will be s length plus 1, and we initialize it with -1. p dot length plus 1, and its size is -1. Now let's run this code. The previous code time complexity is exponential, and as you can see it only beats approximately 5.59%. So let's submit it, and then we can see what we have optimized. So as you can see here, it beats 100% of people, and the time complexity is optimized, which is bigger of n into m, where n and m are the size of p and s, and its time complexity is bigger of n into m, as we are using the dp array of size n into m. I hope you understand the solution. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps and motivates me to create more content. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.